Hey folks, it's me, RiggerM71. A couple of years ago, 2K Games released a remastered version of their intriguingly titled game Bioshock. However, according to many of the Steam reviews that quickly followed, the game was very buggy and prone to frequent crashes. Flash forward to now, and the game has received several patches claiming to have fixed the majority of issues. So is the game worth checking out now? Let's find out. I should probably start by saying that I was fairly impressed with the original game when it was released in 2007. The unique concept and design was a real departure from other games being sold at the time, and the gameplay was well balanced and a lot of fun. Even before the game was released, I recall people anxiously looking forward to it. Many were comparing it to System Shock 2, another game I really enjoyed, mostly due to the fact that the project was being spearheaded by lead developer Ken Levine, originally from Looking Glass Studios. I could do an entire video on those guys, but we'll save that for another time. I also won't go into too much detail regarding the story. I expect that if you're here and watching this, chances are good that you already know it. But here's a brief summary anyway. It revolves around a business entrepreneur named Andrew Ryan, who decides to set up his own underwater city known as Rapture. Intended to be a utopia of some sort, the city quickly goes downhill after the discovery of Adam, a genetic material that can be used to create things called plasmids, offering the user any number of superhuman powers. Obviously, the citizens of Rapture begin to abuse the substance, causing the inevitable decline of their mental well-being, as well as the moral and civil order of the community. The game begins in 1960, several years after Rapture has pretty much fallen apart. The player, having no real knowledge of any of this, is on board an airplane that develops problems and suddenly goes down into the ocean. The player is then forced to swim to the only safe harbor in sight, a strange tower that ultimately leads down into the depths of Rapture and all the strangeness it has to offer. That's a fairly brief explanation, but hopefully you get the idea. So what about this remastered version? What features does it add to the table? Well, according to the listing on Steam, it offers 4K resolution support, higher resolution textures and models, controller support, achievements, challenge rooms, and a director's commentary featuring Ken Levine and Sean Robertson. There's also a Museum of Orphaned Concepts, which is essentially a collection of various designs that were cut from the game. All of that is well and good, but the big question still remains, does the game actually work now? Well, I'm running an AMD CPU and an AMD RX 570 graphics card, and for me it worked just fine with no crashes or other issues. Obviously, I can't speak for anyone using an Intel CPU or NVIDIA graphics card, but I suspect the game has been out long enough that most problems have been addressed. I think this is merely a case of them taking their own damn sweet time to fix it, thus the mixed reviews and complaints. Bearing that in mind, you still might want to wait for a sale. I picked up the entire collection for $15, which includes Bioshock, Bioshock 2, Bioshock Infinite, and some of the DLC. They even include the original unremastered versions of Bioshock 1 and 2, in case you'd rather just play those. Seemed like a pretty good deal to me, and I suspect it will drop to that price again at some point in the near future. I must admit that I had a lot of fun playing through this title again. I can definitely recommend it, and if you missed Bioshock the first time around, this is a good version to check out since it offers a number of updated features. So there you have it. If you found any of this informative, you can certainly hit the like button, or even subscribe to the channel. You can also leave a comment below if you have something to add. And as always, take care, and most importantly, have fun.
A rapture of light. The bottom of the ocean is our